Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am. Happy Guru
Good
Purnima.
morning, ma'am.
And happy Teachers Day.
Ma'am, happy Teachers Day.
Teachers
Good
Day.
morning, ma'am. Good morning.
Happy Teachers Day.
Happy Teachers Day, ma'am.
Thank you.
Ma'am, happy Teachers Day.
Happy Teachers Day, ma'am.
Ma'am, happy Teachers Day.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you so much. And how are you all?
Yeah, fine, ma'am. Fine, ma'am. How are you, ma'am?
Now, last time we were discussing on the topic of which topic last time we discussed?
Ma'am, about the space.
Space.
Yeah,
Live in space. How people live in space.
Yes, and how the life is different in living in the
Living in
space. Yes, we are discussing on that topic last time. So today we are going to continue again the same topic. We just two paragraphs left, I think. Yes, two paragraphs left to discuss. Okay, at first here. At first, Suyog, once you revise up to where you have studied, what do you understand?
Ma'am?
What do you understand about the last topic? We are discussing on the topic of
Living space.
living in the space. Yes. And now, what do you understand? Yes.
By that last chapter, I understand living in space is more difficult in and I understand that living in space is more difficult than living in Earth. Here is zero gravity, and
Yes.
because of gravity, bacteria grow quickly than being in Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And because of the zero gravity, they have to sleep by tying them into the wall.
Suyog is very good. Okay, next I want to ask from here, Sagun.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, last time what had we discussed? Just revise that one.
We have revised that story living space. In this story, there is said that how astronauts survive in the space. At the first, astronaut had to live there in a zero gravity, and they have to live in a zero gravity, and that they use the vacuum to to clean make shower. Yes. They use that vacuum to make the shower, and that in the low gravity the germs increases, and in the low gravity the germs increases, and that they throw that dot to the earth, and
Not they throw, but they give it back to the earth. Not they throw in the earth. Then yes.
But it doesn't come to the earth, it just floats in the space.
Yeah, that is float in the space. That's why they can't throw here and there in the space. So whenever the food is gone from the earth, yes, on that time they will return back that dust to the earth. Understood?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, anyway,
Ma'am, it doesn't. Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am, but it doesn't reach the earth. No, it just floats in the zero gravity.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling. The food is.
Ma'am, how does that dot go to the earth? How that dot go to the
Due to
earth?
the rocket.
Yeah,
It doesn't go, it just floats in
whenever
the space. Yeah. It doesn't.
Ma'am, I think with the help of rocket, no?
But how can we get in a bus? We need to go to with the rocket.
I'm not listening. Wait. Okay, at first listen here. So we take food to the spaces with the help of a rocket. Whenever we take the food to the space, on that time they give that dust, and we take that dust into the earth through with the help of the rocket. Understood? Because we can't throw the dust in the space. So now yes, anyone?
Yes, that they just keep it in a storage room in a garbage bag, no?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's one dust like a dustbin, trash bin is there. They used to
Ma'am,
keep that separate one, wet one, dry one, dustbin, two dustbin they use,
ma'am,
and they use.
then
Ma'am,
how
now may
they
I try? Ma'am, now may I try?
how they transport the dirt to the earth? No.
Once
It
again,
just floats in the space.
I don't understand, Dilasa.
Ma'am, it
Once
just floats in the
again,
space, no? Ma'am, it just floats in the space, no?
which one that dustbin?
No, dustbin, not dot.
The,
Like,
no, they used to keep in a special one dustbin then, and that dustbin is tied somewhere there, like that.
I mean,
And that
yeah,
dustbin is a
I
special
just
one.
watched a video on space in YouTube. Yeah, and I just saw that there's like a small plastic where they just put the water, yeah, and they just squeeze it, and the like the bubble type of water just floats away, and they just catch it and drink it.
Yeah. Okay, Sagan, do you want to say anything?
Ma'am, I just want to say that how
Yes.
we that dot, yeah, and how we that astronauts that import that dot to earth, import that dot to earth.
What I told then, whenever the person, yes, people from the earth take food in a space, yes, with the help of a rocket, yes, on that time they take a food and they give dust to the earth then with the help of rocket, then dust is come here.
Sagun, just watch
Ma'am.
a video in YouTube about
And you
living in
means
space.
they
You will
tie
understand everything.
Question, ma'am.
Yes.
Sagun, just
When
watch
they
like
when they take a dust,
Once again, Samir.
when they are returning to the earth, then they take dust and came to the earth.
Yes, that was the thing. Yes.
Ma'am, now may
So
I
okay,
explain,
now
please? Ma'am, now may I
we
explain previous
are
one?
going to continue here fourth and
Ma'am,
fifth paragraph.
ma'am.
So once
Ma'am,
Astha, have you got book? You need a problem.
Ma'am, Anandita is trying to say something.
Yes, yes, but I'm not listening your voice clearly. Okay, you can say,
Ma'am?
but I'm not listening properly.
Then what is the advantage of saying?
What is
No,
the
I can listen clearly. I can listen her voice
Yes, ma'am.
clearly.
I also.
She just said that what is the advantage of saying that? Ma'am, no, you just said that you can't listen our voice proper. Yeah, and then Anandita said that what the advantage of saying that.
Okay, anyway. Astha, are you listening me? Astha,
Good morning, ma'am.
please unmute. Your speaker is mute, unmute that one. Okay, now are you listening me? Again, you mute that one speaker. Okay. Now, have you got book? Do you have book or not? No. Okay, thank you. Next year, Adhyana, do you have book? Yes, but I'm not listening your voice. Speak loudly, okay? Okay, if you have got book, then read the paragraph number 4.
We have
Paragraph
already read.
number 4.
In paragraph 4, we have already read, no?
Yeah, once again, it's okay then. But I'm not listening her voice.
He speaks slowly.
No, I think there may be
Speaks
network
not slowly,
problem.
but she's not speaking. Then how will we just listen?
No, she is speaking, but some problem may be there. Okay, next, thank you, Adhyana. Okay, Kripa, please unmute
Ma'am, I
that
haven't got
one.
Ma'am, I haven't
Already
got
is you. Anyway, okay, thank you. So, yeah, paragraph 4, you're talking about the things. We'll start. Okay, Anandita, do you have book? Yes?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
Okay, now read of paragraph number 4.
When it comes to sleeping, there is no need for a bedroom. The astronauts could sleep anywhere, but they can't risk bumping into any computer controls, so they strap themselves into a sleeping bag. Ma'am, I think we have written this.
Yeah, okay, so okay, once read then.
Okay, into a sleeping bag on the wall. It's a truly relaxing experience as nothing presses against the skin. It, it is important to cover your eyes, however, to block out the light of the sun, as the sun rises and sets every 45 minutes when you are orbiting the Earth.
Okay, this is about a fourth chapter written that whenever you sleep in the space, there you don't need a bedroom like in, or you can sleep anywhere, but there will be the chance of bumping. Yes, bumping means what? Hitting. That means jumping. You can jump here and there. So there is you are working the computer. That means there is a
Excuse me,
risk
ma'am.
that you hit the computer. Yes.
Ma'am, you know how do they sleep?
Ma'am, I just came due to network problem.
Yeah, we are just
I
starting.
was
It's
late.
okay. We are just starting the class, yeah.
Ma'am,
So,
excuse me, ma'am.
yes,
Ma'am, do you know how they sleep? Like they don't just attach themselves to the wall. Yeah, there's like a small room inside where they can just put their clothes and everything which they bring from the earth. Yeah, and they just sleeping bag inside. Yeah, and they just attach to the ceiling and sleep inside the room
yes,
and
like this.
close the
Yes,
doors.
there's one type of sleeping bag. Yes, they just sleep in that sleeping bag, and that sleeping bag is tied in somewhere in the wall or in the ceiling. It is in the that is tied so that they will not float here, and there may not be chance of bumping or hitting in the computer. And next thing is that it's whenever you sleep, it's important to cover your eyes because of that sun is too near to you, and the sunlight can damage your eyes. And as well as there is a in every 45 minutes there is sunrises and sunset. Yes, here we need what 24 hours to sunrise and set, but
Ma'am,
here
I think the sunrise is 200 and there are different countries and the sunrise differently.
Excuse me, ma'am. I
but
have one question. Ma'am, I have one question.
yes,
Ma'am, yeah, just like you just gave us homework last time about just writing the meaning, searching from the text, yeah. And that,
yes,
ma'am, yeah, I just searched in Google that sort out means like the not thinking anything or not thinking, doing or anything. Ma'am, what's the connection about sort out and block out?
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah.
sort out means what? Just closing, like closing, just anyone blocking that one. Block out and sort out means exactly that's your synonym, this one. But whenever you find uh, go to dictionary, yes, the meaning is different, but whenever you see in a book, that meaning the same here. Sort out means just closing. Whenever you say
Ma'am, what do you
sort
know?
out,
Ma'am, what do you
yes,
know in that inhabitants I wrote resident, yeah. Then I don't know what came to my mind, and then I just changed my mind and just wrote yellows. I don't know why.
okay, anyway, it's okay, this one. So whenever there in every 45 minutes there is a sun rise and set. So it's important you have to cover your eyes whenever you sleep, because there may be the chance sun is too close to you. That's why there is a main chance of your eyes may
Ma'am,
damage.
we have to cover our body also, no?
Body also, of
Body
course.
is covered with the sleeping bag.
All covering and our we can take the oxygen and we will be.
Okay, given the bedroom is not needed to sleep, but while sleeping, astronauts tie themselves in the sleeping bag on the wall or somehow in the ceiling. They use to tie themselves in a sleeping bag, and they use to they sleep. So here given it's
Sogun.
important
Ma'am,
to
may I say
cover your
something to
eyes.
Sogun?
Hey,
Ma'am, I want to say
please.
something to Sogun.
No, not now, not now.
Okay.
Ma'am,
Okay, here given
I think today is
Shagun and
teacher's day.
Vilasa, please mute your mic. Okay, now you're given. That means what? Whenever you sleep, or most of the time, you have to protect your eyes, because in the space the sun is too close. The rays of the sun may damage your eye. That's why you have to cover the eyes. And next thing is that in the space there you find that the sun rise and set in every 45 minutes, not like in the not like in the or that in 24 hours. So next year
How is
given
that
now
possible?
once again,
Ma'am, I think because the sun and
How
moon
is
is
that
nearer.
possible?
Yeah, that's why. Yes.
And the
Now,
moon also orbit around the moon also revolve around the earth.
yes. Okay, now your last one paragraph here. Okay, one second. Read out the last paragraph.
So when astronauts aren't doing experiments or course or repairing equipment, do they get any free time? Well, a little. They often send emails back home, read books or watch movies. But most of all, they like to stare out of the window and take pictures of their real home Earth.
Okay. So in their free time, whenever they get free time in a space, they mostly the astronaut go in a space to do experiments, yes, to find out the something new. They go to the space, or sometimes they go to space because there's some equipment they have kept there, and to repair that one they used to go. And after that sometimes they get the free time. Now on that time what they want to do, so on that time they send emails, read books and watch movie in free time. But mostly they like to stare out. Stare means what? Last time I gave that meaning. Stare means what? Looking continuously for a long, looking something for a long time continuously. So mostly they like to stare out of the window and take pictures of the art. So this is about the things how the astronaut live in a space, and we learn that how it is differ from living in a earth and living in a space. So because in the earth we find air, we find the gravity. So and in the space there is no gravity, no air, so it's too difficult to stay in a space. So I think that clear about this living in space. Are you clear or not? Okay, if you are clear, then just I want to give you one class. Okay, here question is, right now all of you the question, all of you write down the question in your copy.
Okay, ma'am.
Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
How is the life? How is the life? How is the life different in the space? How is the life different in the space? Yes, describe. Okay, now you will get 5 minutes time to describe, and your time starts. Okay, write down.
Ma'am, my work is finished. Ma'am, your mic is muted.
Okay, now you have finished your work. Yes. Okay, at first, Sagan, read out what you have written there.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Living in space is different from others because because in the space the gravity is low. In the space we have to be alert from the heat and light of the sun, because the heat and light of the sun may harm us, and we have to cover our while sleeping we have to cover our body with the sleeping pad, and we have to cover our we have to cover our eyes also. And because of the low gravity in the spaceship, the number of area increases in a large amount. Because of these reasons, life in space is different.
Okay, thank you again. Very good. Okay, now I want to ask from your Mohit. Okay, next. Very good, Mohit. Anyway, now I want to ask from your Pratistha.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what have you written there?
The life is different because there is no gravity. We cannot eat tasty food. The sun is always in front of us. We cannot play here and there. We are always floating. We can't see our family. We always have to clean the whole spaceship because we can't, in low gravity, there is a lot of bacteria floating around. That's why.
Wow, very nice written. Thank you, Pratistha. Okay, now next, Ansuman.
The life is different in the space because there is no gravity. The sun rises and sets every 45 minutes. They have to clean the whole station. And while they are sleeping, they have to wear sleeping bags. Ma'am, that's all.
Okay, thank you. Nice
Ma'am, can
answer.
I?
Okay, once. Okay, Samip.
And we.
Okay, Samip.
Ma'am, the life is different in the space because in the space there is no gravity. Due to no gravity, the things in the space easily float. So the astronauts have to use vacuum hose to control water from floating. Due Due to no gravity, the bacteria grow in large amount, so they need to clean station every time. In the space, we don't need bedroom to sleep. We can sleep anywhere, but they they can't take risks of bumping here and there. So the astronaut use sleeping bag to sleep. So the person should cover their eyes because the sun rises and sets every 45 minutes.
Okay,
And
good,
that's it.
Samip. Okay, this is about living in the space and how to. Okay, now one condition I'll give you. Suppose okay, some live in the spaces, yes, and they haven't seen the now, whenever they come to Earth, then the life is different for them also. Yes, is it or not? So they are living in a space for so many years. They haven't seen the air. They haven't visited the air. Earth may or then now if they want to visit in the Earth, then how the life will be different for them? Answer the question. This one. Do you understand the question or not? Anand, I think you understand the question. You are shaking head. Yes. Okay, tell me now how the life will be different for them when they the art. Okay, tell me.
How the life
That one
will
is
be different in the earth to the space?
Anandita.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes. When people from the space come to art, yes, life will be different. Now, how the different then? How
Ma'am,
they will be different?
whenever the person go to the space, the life will be different. How will be different? Because we have to do different works that we do in the
Yes,
art from the space. We have to different. We have to eat the food differently. We have to bath differently. We have to sleep differently. We have to do all the our works differently that we do in the art.
exactly that thing. Okay, Dilasa, I think you also want to try. So, whenever people from space come to art,
Okay, Maggie. I'm feeling that I will try.
okay. Once you try it.
Okay, okay. So I have written that the life is different in the space because we need to live in zero gravity, far from our family. Everything floats here and there. The lack of gravity makes the simplest thing quite weird and hard. Yeah, here in Earth, we take a nice hot shower in the morning and fresh ourselves. But it doesn't seem like that in the space. We need to clean ourselves with a vacuum hose, as bacteria increases a lot in the zero gravity. Also, in space, muscles becomes very soft, so astronauts even work out in the space. But the tools used here for working out is very different from there. It's not astronauts don't get free time for sleeping. Free time for doing things. They in their free time they just chill, watch Netflix, or sometimes stare from the Earth. For and in the Earth, our sun rises and sets in 24 hours, but it's different in the space. The sun rises and sets every 45 minutes.
Yes, that's the thing. And a good Dilasa, but some people from space, if they want to come to the Earth, then what suggestion you want to give to them? Here the
Ma'am,
food will not float.
You just said that if astronauts wanna come to Earth back home, yeah, because they were born in the Earth. I don't think they were born in the space, yeah. So yeah, if they wanna visit their Earth back, then it will be very hard for them to come back. First thing is that it will be very hard for them, and if they manage to come back, if they manage to come back, then also their life will be very hard at their first thing, like a month, for a month they need a lot of